Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. When the foreign drone ban actually came out in December 2025, there's one key portion of that that a lot of people missed or skipped over on. And now that key factor is affecting us 7, 8 months later in 2026. And that one thing is the retroactive ban. That's right, the federal government is retroactively going back through those companies that they previously approved and now banning them because they're basically DJI shell companies. One of those companies, which is really surprising, actually isn't even a drone company. It's actually a vlogging company that makes cameras and for YouTubers and vloggers. And people are in shock of why they got banned. Well, guess what? It's still a part of DJI. It still has geo tracking. They're still getting the video. So, yeah, they're going to ban it also. Now, how does this affect us in the drone community in America? Eh, it's still making it very painful. And I promise you, they're not done. They are going to continue. And they're waiting for basically the American industry and American manufacturing to catch up before they're completely gone. I promise you that. So if you have any inkling of a wish that you commenting on these proposed rules is actually going to do something, I promise you, they use two words and it shuts down the entire conversation, and it's called national security. And it's something we have to deal with. Now, with this, they put out a whole list of new companies that are on this ban. And there's a lot of people that I see on YouTube that are saying, can they actually do this? Yes, they can. They left loopholes and back doors open from the very start. And they're going to continue that. It's going to happen. And, it is affecting us, and especially a bunch of small business in America that has their entire fleet is DJI drones. Well, you're going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to change, and you're going to have to go with NDAA approved, or basically American drones, to keep that going. And that's the bottom line. I know you can be upset. There's a lot of people upset about this, but it's not going to go anywhere. You might as well get with the flow, start making a plan in your business of how you're going to slowly change all of your drones out to be an American drone. Now, that's one thing here at Specter Aero that we're focusing on. We're really focusing on the consumer and the prosumer drones, and those are coming out in October. We started with our educational drones for the kids and workforce development, and then growing from there. So if you really want to grow your business in American drones, they use them for that. You can also go to brianlongceo.com because we have a lot of tools there and just products all galore. We have a mentorship program to help American companies grow in this time of turmoil. Now, when we look at what is banned, what is not banned, what is going to be banned, them enacting the retroactive ban is a really big deal. And they're not going to stop. There's more and more coming. Them going after spraying drones for ag, going after swarming, so that's your light shows, going after things that have LiDAR and thermal. There's a reason. There is a reason. And I think a lot of Americans are very sheltered, and they're only worried about their little picket fence in their backyards. And that's going to be very controversial for a lot of Americans, but it's the reality. It really is. I've been all over the world, and I can tell you that Americans only care about America's backyard. And we have to figure this out. So, what is a path forward of this? Well, the path forward is really spurring up Americans to make drones and to manufacture drones. Now, to get that going, we have to fix a lot of things. First of all, and the biggest thing that we have to fix first is the supply chain. And I'm going to do another video just on the supply chain that has to get fixed so that we have this. And then we get into manufacturing. And a lot of people are like, oh, it costs too much money. Well, guess what? I actually speak on manufacturing, on American manufacturing, Industry 4.0. I actually have like 5 or 6 gigs this year just speaking on that topic. And a lot of people don't realize that you can still have American workers. Yes, they need to be paid a fair wage, but you also are now bringing in automation and robots and things like that. That's how you cut the cost down. Now, and I'm not saying that every American is going to want to have some massive, big, factory of manufacturing drones. You could do this in a small business too and get ahead of the curve, make extra money, and actually help the American manufacturing industry and the American drones. So that is where we have BrianLongCEO.com, and it really trying to help people get into the drone manufacturing. It could be a small business in your garage. You're still helping, making the electronics, making the arms, things like that. Small things. It doesn't have to be massive. So I know a lot of people are focused on this is just bad and they're taking away our rights. There is a reason. There's national security. I'll actually do a video just on what those things are. And, let's continue to make it better for the American drone industry. And what I think we're going to come out on top here very, very shortly. So keep your head up. I know it's really tough for everybody right now, but I promise you it's going to get better. The American manufacturing will come back. We will get American drones and we'll get this figured out. If you like what you're seeing and you want to continue and follow what we're doing here at Specter, please subscribe, like, and share with someone. I want to know your thoughts on what's going on in the industry and what you think about the government and what they're doing with these proposed rules. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you at the top.